Hey all you YouTubers, it's Kana. It's just after 2 on Monday, October 24th, 2016. I currently have you in my video stand that I use at night. You're on a box so that you're raised up to my level. And I have 2 hands. Hi! Let's see. I have gotten some views on my Rocky Horror Remake review, but no comments. I kind of miss talking to you guys, so please leave me a comment, okay? It's Monday. I have a really busy week. I've been working this morning. The box that you're sitting on is actually holding train miniatures. My husband's father, who passed before we were married, he would go to auctions and he would collect all kinds of stuff. I'm going to show you some of this because this is really cool. I love train miniatures. My grandfather worked for Santa Fe Railway for a number of years. Let's see if I can find one that I can pick up easily. Here we go. There's one. And I go online and I use the maker's mark on the bottom if it has one. If not, I tend not to worry about it too much. If it's damaged, I make note of that. If it's not damaged, I make a note of that. This one's damaged. It's lost its railing up here. But I try to track down what they're worth. And I make a list, and I put notes on things. I put what model number it is. This one is made by Kibri, which is a company from Germany that makes train miniatures. He had a lot of those. Let's see if I can get out another one without pulling up anything here. It doesn't look like it. Okay, well, oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, here is another one. And this looks like it's a Kibri as well. But you can see, and I really like it because it's even got the little sky vent on the top. And it's got the bricked-in windows on one side, which is really fun. But trying to figure out what everything was for or is worth is very difficult. Some of these pieces have been discontinued. Some of them you can't find. Some of them don't have a maker's mark on them or don't tell me where they're from, and it makes it very difficult to figure out. You can find similar things, but you can't guarantee that those are the same things, and it's really hard, especially when like the stickers have come off on the fronts of them or the signs or whatever. And like I said, a lot of this stuff was damaged, so trying to track it down for Michael and get him figures on it is a work in progress. I have started working on my brother's stuff, my brother and Marley's Christmas gifts. I'm almost done with his, and then I'll get to work on hers. Michael found this great deal on some supplies online, like knitting and crochet supplies, and one of them included a pom-pom maker. Yay! So if we get it, I will have a pom-pom maker, and I won't be trying to do it by hand. That's really difficult stuff. Oh, but it'll look awesome on the top of Marley's hat, which is where it's going to go. So, yay. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the red velvet cake yarn. And the fairy cake for Eris, I don't know what I'm going to make out of that yet. But I'm working on Jake and Marley's, and that's what counts. We have dental appointments this week for Asa and Reese. Asa has one on Wednesday, and Reese has his on Thursday. I also have to call and make appointments for their well child checkups and get that going. So, that's exciting. And I can't stop yawning today. I feel very congested, like through here, which is weird. I don't normally get like that. And, feeling very congested, and then I just keep yawning. I've already been yelled at that I need to take a nap, and I can't because I have to go pick up boys. And I can't take another 5 hour because I did not wake up until like 11-ish. It was before 11. It was like 10:40, but I just go ahead and round it up to 11, because by the time I got out of bed and took the 5 hour, it was probably around that time anyway. So I try not to take them too close together, even if I really feel like I need it. And right now I really feel like I need it. Part of me is tempted to call Michael and be like, please don't make me get out today. But sitting at home isn't going to do me any favors. And I might take some Dayquil and go to work, go on. I just said to work. I don't have a job, so it's kind of hard to go to work, although I might want to. It's really hard when you have fibro to find people who can work with you on that. I have a lot of good days. I'm not gonna lie. I have about an equal amount of good days and bad days. But that's the problem. Whenever I have a bad day, it's really hard for me to get out of bed, much less go to work and be productive. I have worked in human resources. And I know that it is real easy to lose your job because you call in a lot. And I don't want that person to be me. I really don't. I want a job. I want work. I want to have an income. But thinking as an employer rather than as an employee, it's really difficult to hire someone like me. Someone that you can't count on necessarily. Someone who has to call in, has medical issues. I'm not saying it's right, but it happens. And it's difficult to deal with. So that's kind of how I feel right now. It was an exciting weekend. My kids were supposed to be helping me out and did not do as much as what I thought they were going to do. They did more than what they did more than what most people thought, but they didn't do as much as what I wanted them to do. So, but I always expect really high things from people. I mean, I really have high expectations. I have high expectations for myself, and those expectations carry over to everyone else. And I have learned in my lifetime that nobody is going to live up to my expectations except for maybe me. And even me, I have my moments. So, I try to remind myself that the only person who can really live up to my standards is me. And I try not to get downhearted whenever people disappoint me. So, but I am really just not feeling thrilled about this. So, and I don't have the energy today to do anything about it. I'm sitting here. I've gone through one of these 2 boxes that is on my bed that my husband brought in. The one that I just showed you the stuff out of, I haven't gone through that one yet. The one that you're sitting on top of, I've gone through that one. And there were several Kibri pieces in there, which is how I figured out about Kibri and where they're from and what they do. But a lot of them are damaged, and that's the problem with miniatures that are not cared for. You throw things like this in boxes and you shuffle it around, it's going to get broken. So that's kind of disheartening. I love model trains. My grandfather worked for Santa Fe Railroad until I was 16. Burlington Northern Santa Fe by the time he retired. But because of that, I've always had a fascination with trains. I remember going to train museums as a child, and I remember riding on old-type locomotives that would come through. That it was special. You had to know someone who worked for the railway in order to get a decent deal to ride it. Otherwise, it was exorbitant, and most people couldn't afford it. So that was really cool. I knew what an observation car was long before most people knew what a sleeper car was. I've ridden on trains, not just passenger. The other ones, though, those were like short distances. And it's really fun. There's this, if I remember correctly, it's in California, a train museum like in LA or something. And they had this train that you went up on, and you walked across it, and the train made the noises, and it did the clickety, 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 clickety as it was going over the tracks, and it vibrated and everything, and you could walk along and look at all of these museum quality displays that really gave you an idea of the train and why it was important, how it was set up, that sort of thing. And whenever we went on Amtrak from Albuquerque to LA as children, I remember we acted like we owned that thing. So, you know, we didn't get a sleeper car. Sleeper cars were too expensive. But I do remember us being in regular seating and nobody being around us. And Jake and I dozed off, and I guess I went to sleep last. I know that. But I guess I was leaning on him and got up and slept in the chair in front of me. So, not intentional, but happened. So, working with models is very fun. I've always loved, like, doll houses, anything miniature, really. I find it fascinating and amazing that people put so much work into these tiny little things. I'd love to build a dollhouse someday, and maybe a train yard. I don't know, but I love miniatures. Those are my thing, miniatures. And so going through this stuff and actually touching it and seeing it and imagining a setup with it, that's great fun. We just don't have any room, and we need money, so they got to be sold. I'm sorry, I'm really tired, and I don't want to think about much, so I am probably going to end this here shortly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I absolutely needed to let you guys know about. My vlog will probably be a little late on Thursday because of dental appointment for Reese. Asa has hers on Wednesday after school, and Reese has his Wednesday during school. So, yeah. Joy. Man, I'm really not hungry or anything. I just want to sleep. I wonder if I'm fighting off something. I might be. It could happen. I tend to be pretty prone to these things sometimes. And especially with the congestion going on, I'm worried. So, I think that's about it today. So if you'd like, please like, subscribe, share this video. Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to go back and watch that Rocky Horror review, please, and leave me a comment on your thoughts of the show as well, or you can leave me comments on this one. Either way, I love reading them. I will respond. As always, if you'd like to catch me on social media, you can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And those links are down below in the description for this video, as well as the link for our Patreon account, to which you can make a monthly donation or a one-time donation, and that money helps fuel our adventures. So, once again, thank you. Much love, YouTubers. Have a great Monday. On to the next.